Hello everyone and welcome back to API Test Hub. So in this video, we will be covering the get endpoints testing. So in the previous video, we already covered the post endpoint for creating the products API. In this video, we will be covering the get products endpoint and we will see how they behave. We will be testing both positive and negative scenarios for get endpoints. So as we already know that the first point of contact for API testing is Swagger. So let's see in the Swagger what are the get endpoints we have for products API. So here we can see we have two get endpoints. The one is to get the products, all the products in one go, and the other one is with the ID. So you need to pass a particular ID of the product and you will get the details of that particular product only. So there are two endpoints basically. So let's start with the first one, that is getting all the products. So let's go to the Postman and create our own request. So here you can see that this was the previous one, the create products I created, and inside that it was positive and negative scenarios. Similarly, I have created another folder for fetch products for the get endpoints, and here I also have this positive and negative scenarios. So we will create our own request by adding a request here, and we can see it from the Swagger that our method is get and the endpoint is API products, and you can see the domain is 8081. So let's start and create our endpoint here. So this is the URL. So URL part is done. Next comes the headers. So we know that these are the mandatory headers here, and I can show you one more thing. You can go back to the previous endpoints we created, right? The previous request, go there and you can see that we have already passed these header information. You can always go to this bulk edit and you can copy this as a text format, so it will be easy for you. Instead of writing it again and again, you can copy it from the bulk edit and then go back to your own request, go to the headers, and in this bulk edit paste your header information and go back to key value. So you can see in just few clicks I can copy my whole headers like this from the previous request. The other thing is the authorization. So here we can see there is a log, right? So it means this requires the authorization, then you need to pass the authorization. So basic auth is the one which it uses. So the next thing, it's a get request, so it doesn't have any body. So in the body we are not passing anything. So that is the main criteria for creating a request. Now let's go back to our test case. So we can see it here. We have two kinds of test case. One is when there is no product available, then also you should get 200 but with empty array, right? And the other one is you should get whatever the products are available, you should get all the information back from this particular API. So let's start with this one because we haven't created any product yet. So let's see what is the behavior of get products when there is no product created. So let's send this request now. So you can see it here. It is giving me 200 okay with empty data. That means I don't have any data. So you can see it, this one. Let me edit it. This particular test case is passed with empty data. So now the next thing comes, you have to create your products and then see what is the behavior of your API. Now this is TC102. So let's rename this request as TC102. So this is my get request. Next comes, we have to now, if you want to get the products, let's first create the products. Now we can see that this is my create products folder, and inside this there is a positive scenario cases. So I can go to these scenarios and I can create my products. My endpoints are already there, just create the products. So let's create some products. So I have created one product with iPhone with price and quantity. So let's change some values and give it as laptop and say it's 1500. So its description we can say it as HP laptop maybe, and quantity is 1. So let's create this product as well. So now we have created two products, right? So inside this, what we can see now here is we should get the details of all those products we just created, right? So previously I was getting empty data, right? Now let's see what's the behavior when I send the request. So let's send the request now. So yeah, you can see it here in the JSON format. All my products I can see, whatever products I have added, I can see it here. So my next test case of getting the product details is also good. So this is done. Next comes the negative scenario. So here the positive scenarios is this one only. Let's save it. Now let's go to negative scenarios and just make a duplicate copy of this, and you can just move it here because it's going to be same, right? So just rename it as TC103, like this, right? So here you can also mention it as T01 and 2 combined. So this is my third test case. So here what is the test case now? Like, what if I don't pass the authorization? It should give me 401 unauthorized. So let's test that. So in the authorization, what I need to do is I don't pass the authorization because it's mandatory, right? We saw in the Swagger. So what happens if I don't pass the authorization? It should give me 401 unauthorized. Let's send the request. So yes, it's giving me 401 unauthorized. That means it's working as expected. So let's save this and we can mark this test case as passed. Next in the negative scenarios is this one. Negative scenario is invalid URL. So let's make a copy of this, make a duplicate copy, and you can mark it as TC104 here, 104, and now just pass the authorization. Everything is fine here, but the thing is you have to make changes in URL. Just make some changes here. Instead of this, let's do this. Instead of going to products, say it's going to slash test. So in this case, the URL is not there, right? It doesn't exist anywhere. So it should be giving me 404 not found. The URL I'm trying to access is not there. So I should be getting 404. So let's send the request and see. So if you see it here, I'm getting 400 bad request, which is invalid format. So it's not correct, right? So it should be giving me something else. What something else? That is 404 not found, because I'm giving some other URL instead of products. I'm giving test URL. So that is why I should be getting 404 instead of 400 bad requests. So 400 bad requests generally comes when there is a issue in your request, but here my URL itself is not correct. So to make the user understand more, it should be giving me a valid error. So what I'll do is I'll mark it as failed, and it's giving 400 bad request instead of 404 error. Next comes, so here there's a bug, right? So we will see how we can erase these bugs so in the later videos, but as of now I'll mark it as failed. Next comes the negative test case, that is with different method. By different method means what we will do is instead of passing the get method, we will be passing something else. So let's see here. So it's a so what we can see is, let's make a copy of this. Let's make a duplicate copy and move it here in this folder, and you can rename it as TC105. Okay, now what is here they are mentioning is, instead of this get method, right? So basically it works with the get method, this particular endpoint. So what if I change the method to something else, say post? So what will be the behavior in that case? It should give me 405 method not allowed. So let's send the request. So yes, you can see it here, it's giving me 405 method not allowed. So that is the main thing you need to check when you are giving some other method with the endpoint which is not expected. Then you should get a proper error message. So 405 is the method not allowed, which gives me the idea that whatever method I'm passing is not correct method. So what I will do is I'll mark it as passed. So these were the scenarios related to all the get endpoint. So here I tested the get endpoints. So in the other part, what I'll do is I'll do the testing for get products with ID. So in the next video, I'll do the testing for the get products ID. So let's stay tuned and keep watching. Thank you so much.